Warren Buffett is currently sitting on $340 billion cash. And that, according to what it says here, is the most in Berkshire Hathaway's history. Warren Buffett, as well, has been selling stocks like never before. Okay, he's selling Apple, as well as Bank of America as well. One of Charlie Munger's final warnings before he unfortunately passed away was he was really worried about bank failures, which has happened, I believe it was earlier on this year or the year prior. And of course, what he was talking about in particular was the real estate market, in terms of like commercial real estate, I should say. Commercial real estate is something that a lot of people, including Warren Buffett, are and also as well as Charlie Munger, were very and are very concerned about. So prediction: 3 stocks Warren Buffett is selling in addition to Apple and Bank of America. So of course, the Warren Buffett and his team sold more than $36 billion worth of stocks in the September ended quarter. And he also sold a bunch of stocks as well earlier on this year too. November 14th is one of the most important days in the fourth quarter for investors. Now, it marks the deadline for institutional investors with at least $100 million in assets under management to file Form 13F with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, as of recording this right now, then, that will be the deadline. Tomorrow will be the deadline. So, Warren Buffett has been a net seller of stocks for 8 consecutive quarters. So, while Buffett is known for his optimistic view of the U.S. economy and the stock market, Berkshire Hathaway's consolidated cash flow statements show he's been a decisive net seller of equities for 8 consecutive quarters. October 1st, 2022 through all the way until September 30th, 2024 on a consistent basis. And he and his top investment aides, Todd Combs and Ted Welcher, have also sold $166.2 billion more in stocks than they've purchased over the span. Occasionally, investors don't have to wait for Berkshire Hathaway to file with 13P to know what Warren Buffett has been up to. What's really interesting is that everybody is kind of on this island full of palm trees, as it seems like when it comes to the stock market, including the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and so on and so forth. People seem to be riding high, riding this wave to no apparent end, while Warren Buffett looks to be selling stocks like crazy and it has his back turned away from the ocean that everybody else is looking at and enjoying, and seeing a storm on the horizon. That's what it really, truly looks like to me. Now, look, he could be crazy. There could be other reasons why he's selling these shares. I don't know of another reason why you would dump a bunch of, in particularly, Apple stocks, as well as Bank of America stocks, if there wasn't going to be a crash. I don't know. That's just me. But because, here, I'll tell you why. Apple has been performing very well over the past year. In fact, I believe it might actually have some of its best. We're in pretty much Apple's, like some of Apple's best days. I mean, let's just take a look at the past year. So, over the past year, there has been a gain of 21.82% just in Apple stock alone, just in this company. And over the past 5 years, it has a net return of 230. It's up 238.83% over the past 5 years. So, one could only imagine why Buffett would be selling right now. It's really interesting. And if there were going to be bank failures, then it would obviously make a ton of sense to sell Bank of America stock. Of course, if there was going to be any sort of crash, then it would make total sense to sell Apple as well, and to sell other shares of other companies, depending on, of course, what these companies are. And so that's really the interesting part. And I'll tell you something else too, which is really interesting about what Warren Buffett is doing. Buffett always says the best stocks to invest in are the ones that you hold until from now all the way until Judgment Day, which means, of course, holding the best stocks to own are the ones that you hold for your entire life. And for Warren Buffett to say that and then go ahead and sell any sort of stock, whether that be Apple or Bank of America or Kraft Heinz and so on and so forth, it's always, 100% of the time, something that you take a look at and go, okay, why? Why is he doing this? Will there be a crash on the horizon? What does he know that we don't? That's something that I, by the way, personally have taken a look at what Warren Buffett's habits are, as well as what Jeff Bezos' habits are, taking a look at the reasons why he's selling the shares, in particular Jeff Bezos, or as well, even Warren Buffett as well. So I've taken a look at all of that, and I just have to just question the reasons why. Of course. So, what does everyone think? Remember to leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.